Question of the day. Did Babylon kind of ruin Damien Chazelle's career? Obviously, no. But there's a lot more to it. If you don't know, Damien Chazelle is a pretty beast director. He made Whiplash, and then he said, "You think that was good? Let me do La La Land." And then he said, "You think that was good?" Well, that sucks because Babylon's not as good as those ones. Whiplash and La La Land were these big Oscar successful films. Babylon was not, and it had a pretty big budget. It kind of bombed. Granted, the marketing wasn't that good, so you can't really put that on Damien Chazelle. You know, studio's gonna do what studio's gonna do. And there is this narrative going around now that since he missed, quote unquote, with Babylon, he's not going to get as many opportunities. There's going to be some hindrances kind of going forward. Like I said, don't think this is true, but we have seen this before where a director missteps and then all of a sudden everyone just switches up on him. The best example that I can think of is, Taika Waititi. He killed it with Thor Ragnarok. Everyone was like, this guy's the best. He did Jojo Rabbit. He won an Oscar for it. And then he was like, Thor Love and Thunder? Huh? Thor Love and Thunder, obviously not received too well. Not a big success. And then that caused him to kind of tone it back with his film last year, Next Goal Wins. I thought that film was pretty fine. It was a fun time, but it is scaled back. It does have a much smaller budget. It didn't get nominated for any awards or anything like that. And I think with Damien Chazelle, he kind of lost his all-inclusive pass, because Hollywood is kind of at a weird point right now where they're slowly realizing, wait a second, not all of our movies should cost $300 million to make. What? Not every movie has to cost $200 million to make. That's absurd. And Damien Chazelle seemed to be one of those guys that, going into Babylon, he was at the peak of his power. This guy could do no wrong. So sure, they're gonna throw all the money in the world at him. There's no limit to it. He has hit his limit though, and now the studios aren't going to give him the same freedom. They're going to be a lot more involved with whatever he does next. And I think that's kind of where we're at now. It does bring up the question about, are directors allowed to miss? I already made a video about that a while back, and dude, that's Hollywood, dude. That's the cutthroat business. You're not really, I guess you can miss, but you have to have the cred to back it up. I think it was Scott Derrickson, the director of Sinister and Doctor Strange, The Black Phone and things like that, that said, yeah, if you're in the business, everyone's always looking for an opportunity to replace you, to be the next person up. That is scary as hell. Luckily, Damien Chazelle has 2 amazing films behind him, so where he's going to get some more shots. We've seen directors get, based on their resume or their name alone, they're always going to get some more shots. We've seen that with M. Night Shyamalan. No diss to M. Night Shyamalan, but he did make some not such good films for a bit. Now he's kind of getting better. He's climbing his way out of his hole, but he's still getting opportunity. Granted, that is a whole other story because he's financing these films himself. But like I said, that's a whole other story. And Babylon's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this whole situation. Are directors allowed to miss? New videos every single day. Hit subscribe. I'll talk to you later.